Alright, so we're going to do a dehue. So it's 3/8 bit on the drill. You need a 3-inch extension. Come over to the dehue. Open it up. Throw the cord. Throw that down there. Put your filters in the garbage. They're pretty gnarly. There are 2 on each side here. 4 in the back. They all have a washer. Sometimes they stick to the dehue, sometimes they don't. Back them out. That one stuck, that one didn't. Put them on the table, grab here. Sometimes they're stuck like this, so you gotta give them a bump. Bump both sides. It's loose, pull forward and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Sometimes it helps put your foot down there. Sometimes it helps to have a second hand or a third hand. If it's on your phone. There you go. There's dehue. I lay these on their face, like so. This little guy needs to get wiped off. All right, heat exchanger, evaporator. I don't know enough about HVAC, but this one only gets vacuumed or blown out. This one below here gets sprayed with the coil cleaner. This one you got to remove. There's 2 ways to do it. You can cut here, or you can pull these off, like so. From the bottom. Once they're pulled off, you tip this forward. So you just tip it out, set it aside. So I blow it out from here, and then I blow it out from this way, right? So I'm blowing down, and I'm blowing that way, because the air goes into these here and here. Sorry, here and here. So once I've blown these out with compressed air, I blow these off too. They're full of dust. I spray this down with a heavy stream of Decon 30. Set it aside basically. Don't have to dry it or anything. So this thing gets vacuumed all around the case. The sump is way down in here. So I'll spray some Decon down in there as well, because then that'll pump up and out through the solution because they get gnarly. So this thing, pretty loaded. They usually worse on the edges. You back all this off, back this off gently with a brush, and then the coil cleaner, you just spray, you get this whole thing foamy. And then I usually do this first, get it all foamy, go do this guy, come back, the foam is kind of dissipated, but you don't have to rinse it. And then I'll put the heat exchanger back in, put the case back on, snap that little guy down in the top, and then I'll clean the hose, the cord, and I'll plug it in and run it for a while, make sure that it goes into a dehue cycle. So that's about it. You spray this guy down real good, wipe all these areas off. Then when I put the case back on, you got to slide it in here, but don't zip it tight right away. Put your bolts through so there's like a gap here so you can get those bolts lined up with those holes. So if you zip it down tight, the next one kind of fights for it, right? So just leave it loose, get that one in, get that one in. Zip them in with the wrench. Don't go crazy. You kind of just get it just enough, and then take the socket with the 3-inch extension over there and tighten them down the rest of the way. You're never going to get it to stop spinning, so kind of, you know, righty-tighty, tight's enough. Don't go crazy, because you will pull those out of the mold. So that's about it for dehue. Next is a little guy. Econ 30 in here. Pretty basic. Basically tip it back on my foot. Get a look on the underside. It's aluminum. Just give it a good wipe. You might notice some water runs up, not on this one. Alright, that case is clean. Wipe these seals down kind of gently because you don't want to pull them off. I believe they're just stuck on there. Put the filter tray out. Wipe the sides. Clean the bottom side. Clean the filter top. Pretty clean case. Pretty clean dehu. Go deal with this side. Open this up. You want to shoot a stream? Looking good. Come over here. Make sure you're not shooting in the holes, that you're shooting in the flat. Go ahead and soak it. Okay, let that chill. And I'm gonna put it back in. Grab some coil cleaner. If you don't have some, grab it at the depot. Come over here to your coils. It is a solvent, so I just kind of wipe it off things that are rubber. She's just about done. So now Make sure you got decon on your rag. Don't tip over your dehu. Get your rag wiped down. Grab your hose, get your hose wiped down. Okay, we're gonna grab the heat exchanger. We're gonna set it in here. Make sure that the front is just on the lip. Center it on both sides, tip it forward. Check it on this side. This side's binding a little bit, give it a little push. That side looks good. When it looks good, these two hold down basically. You just push that side, it'll pop in. Put these back on, give them a push. That part's done. You can grab this thing. I kind of pick it up like this. Usually put my knee against it, slide it into place. There you go, she's just about done. Got my gap here to put my bolts in. I like to start up here. Got my washer. And this is where, you know, it gets a little fun lining these darn things up. So you have to kind of wiggle it a little bit. Very last thing is going to be wiping down that ring and popping it in. Basically you bring it over when you're done. You could put it in now. It just sits right there. It sits underneath those. So I guess you could put it in now. It goes right over that glue strip. And then turn it on and test it. There, got them somewhat snug. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. All right, time to test it.